All right, so continuing with the theme of weight reduction, the next thing on the list is going to be the AC system. So we're going to be taking out all these lines, we're going to be taking out the dryer, and then we'll take out the AC condenser that sits in front of the radiator. And then also the AC pump that's sitting right down there at the bottom of the engine. All right, so first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to take off the front bumper and take off this top cowl just to kind of open up some space and see what we're working with. We got the top cowl off and we got the front bumper off, and now we can kind of get a better idea of what we're working with. This fan is connected directly to the condenser. So people are saying once you take that out, you're gonna have to, if you want to keep in the fan, you're gonna have to like make a custom mount. I haven't decided yet if we're gonna do that. I honestly have no idea what we're getting into. I didn't even really do much research before this. I'm just kind of going at it. I feel like I have a good enough general understanding of AC to be able to pull all this out pretty easy. So to get the fan shroud out, you just have to take out, I think it was 6 bolts. There's one here, one here, one here, one there, and then there's one up top on either side that connects straight to the condenser. So now, let's see, now we should be able to just pull this out. Boom. All right, sick, got it out. This thing is actually surprisingly hefty. Now that we got that out, we can try and tackle getting this condenser out. Now there are some lines connected to it. I'm pretty sure it's held up by these 2 bolts on top. So I'm gonna loosen these up and then see where we're at. All right, so I took the 2 bolts out. It looks like it's ready to come out. It looks like it might just be held up by this little junction. This junction goes directly over to the dryer. So I think we're gonna try and take off some of these lines. Oh, that one's already loosened, bet. So that one's off. So now I think we're gonna try and disconnect this jumbled mess and see if it'll allow us to take this out. All right, sick, we got the condenser out. We just had to do undo 2 bolts from these. They're just these little, where are they? These little Allen bolts. Once you get those free though, you can kind of just wiggle this off and then pull it straight from out the bottom. We ended up having this hang just to give us a little bit more room. But now that we have that out, we got the car jacked up and we're gonna try and get that pump off up there. All right, to get a little bit better access to the bolts on the pump, we decided to take out the 2 lines that ran from the firewall. These ones. That should give us a bit more access down there to get those bolts off. I still haven't quite figured out which bolts I need to take off, but I'm just gonna start loosening stuff and hopefully eventually it'll fall out. Hey, that was crazy. We just heard a loud bang in the distance and then all the power went out. And then it came back on, like 5 seconds later. That's crazy. Wait, would that be like a backup system then that like flicked on? Oh, yeah. Weird. All right, so I got the pump free. The only problem now is that I can't get it past the shroud and the sway bar. Usually people take out like the whole ass radiator and everything, but I just didn't feel like doing that. So I'm just gonna drop the sway bar a little and hopefully that'll just be able to fall out. Mission success. Got the pump out, and I believe all that's left is get that line out, which is connected to like a little bracket down here, and then there's the main bracket for the pump that's connected to the block. Sick, we got the bracket off too. It's just 4 bolts, 1 there, and then 2 up top. And then this one back here behind this pulley is a bit of a bitch to get to. You're gonna have to use a 13mm wrench, and honestly, if you don't have a ratcheting wrench, it's just gonna be a pain overall, but it came out eventually. So now, we just have that hose left, and then I just need to get this dryer out. This dryer's pretty easy though, it's just 2 bolts and then it just pops right off. Sick, and just like that, the entire AC system is out. There is so much more room in this engine bay, and it's starting to look really clean actually. I'm pretty hyped. So I just went online and checked what the weight of all these components are, and altogether, that took out another 38 pounds. So I'd say like roughly, since getting the car, I'm up to about like 150 pounds of weight saving. So I think that means I'm down into the 2700s now. I think like 2780 now for this car, which for this is gonna be crazy. I'm pretty excited. Now it's time to get this back together. just like that. She's all buttoned up. It really was nice that we ended up not having to take out the entire radiator, because like a lot of people that I saw do this online, they ended up taking out the radiator and it was just not as involved as I wanted to get. I just kind of tucked up some wires back here, made it all look somewhat pretty, but it's really empty on this side of the engine now. Everyone's saying, do a turbo, do a turbo. I'm not gonna do a turbo.
Why not?
Turbo's just...
Scared of horsepower.
I'm not scared of horsepower.
Yeah, you did.
I'm scared of blowing the engine. I think that's gonna do it for this video, guys. I hope y'all enjoyed. I hope y'all have a nice day, and I'll see you in the next one.